Hello, my lovelies. Happy new moon in Cancer. Honestly, I already made a video yesterday describing the new moon in Cancer, but I will briefly discuss it today before we get into your reading. This is going to be a pick a group reading, and I do already have 3 different groups for you to choose from. So, before we dive into all of the wonderful, fun information, let's adjust this so it's centered. And let's go ahead and start with a sound bowl meditation, just that way you can find yourself a little bit more centered for today's reading, as well as just more open to receive the information that you are receiving today. Okay. So I want you to go ahead and find a comfortable seated position or lying down, whatever is best for you, and allow your eyelids to gently flutter closed if it is safe for you to do so. For this reading in particular, because of the symbolism of the new moon and how it is about planting new seeds and manifestations, I want you to imagine roots leaving the base of your spine and going into the ground beneath you, penetrating deep into the earth, and allowing this to be a reminder that you are planted and rooted right here in this present moment. And from this moment forward, the seeds that you are choosing to plant for this new moon in Cancer allow you to grow strong like a mighty oak tree. What you are planting is a legacy, and this legacy is going to carry not just you forward, but the generations after you, whether that is biologically after you or just in general, your impact allows others to move forward in their journey as well. As you allow that to set in, I want you to take one deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. And you're going to take another deep breath all the way in through the nose and let it out. Take another deep breath in through your nose and release. And because this is about planting these seeds and building this legacy, and you want to have a strong foundation, we're going to do a fourth deep breath in. And this time I want you to hold it at the top. And release. You can allow your breathing to return back to normal. And I want you to set an intention for today's reading and practice overall. And when you're ready, you can allow your eyelids to gently flutter open. Let's just briefly talk about the new moon in Cancer. The day that I am filming this and also posting it is actually going to be on Wednesday. So the day after the new moon has peaked. But do keep in mind that the new moon energy, you have the shadow period 3 days before, as well as 3 days after that new moon. If you are wanting more practical tips for how you can harness this energy each day of the rest of this week through Friday, then be sure to check out the other video on my YouTube that I posted yesterday, as well as on my Instagram. So what this new moons are going to be all about new beginnings and manifestations, right? We touched on that a little bit earlier. And since this new moon is actually in the sign of Cancer, Cancer is going to be about nurturing and is going to be very intuitive and emotional. And so, with this, whatever seed that you are planting, you want to make sure that you are able to think about the emotion toward that seed. So if you are someone who typically has a lot of ideas and you're like, I don't know exactly what seed to plant, like you're finding this the day after, right? The day after the new moon has peaked. So maybe you're like, oh my gosh, like I didn't do whatever manifestation. I'm not necessarily sure exactly what I should be, calling into my life at this moment because I have so many ideas and I have so many things I want to do. I want you to write down that list of those things that you want to do, that list of goals that maybe you have, and go through each one, seeing which one of those gives you the most positive physical sensation within your body. You know, something that you are really being pulled towards. It feels like a fire stirring up inside of you, right? And so, whatever item on that list gives you that sensation, that is going to be the goal and the seed that I want you to work towards and that you should be planting in this moment right now. Not saying you won't get to the other ones, you will, but you want to really go towards the one that pulls you the most at this moment in time. And the moon is also one that is very intuitive. So that's moon rules Cancer. So that's why Cancer is so incredibly intuitive. So it's about really trusting your own intuition with this decision, not really paying attention to what other people may have told you that you should be doing, right? This is your life. This is your journey, and you should treat it as such. So trust your intuition, trust yourself, trust that emotion that you're feeling within you. And yeah, that's really honestly a lot of it in a nutshell. When we talked about stability, Cancer is also going to be about your home life and that fourth house with your home life. And so that right there is stability. That is a foundation. And you may even be thinking about what can create more stability in my life. Which one of these items not only gives me this big emotional fulfillment and sensation, but is also one that creates stability. And maybe you're not necessarily sure if it will. Maybe there are some um, you know, societal, not necessarily like expectations, but just societal norms. For example, this is what I now do for a living until I am a licensed naturopathic physician. This is what I am doing, and this is how I make my income, is by doing readings and by doing healing sessions. And is it a little scary initially because I do have, a bachelor's degree in biology, and I can just go out and I have a lot of other experience and I can just go out and get a job? Yeah, it's a little scary. It's a little scary to step out on faith for yourself. But honestly, this is what has always pulled me. And so I'm going to go toward that, even if it's not necessarily the norm of society. And society may tell me that I am being crazy for just like relying on this for my income, but I know that it is something that's possible, because here's another thing I'll tell you. And then we'll get to picking your cards, okay? So here's another thing I'll tell you. When I want you to keep in mind that your heart chakra, as well as money, monetary abundance, financial abundance, they are ruled by the same color. They are ruled by green. Actually, that is why, the pentacles, earth, your earthly possessions, the earth is green. You see all this greenery behind me. That is symbolic of the abundance, the material abundance that is meant to come into your life. So, since these two things, both the heart chakra and financial abundance, share the same color, when you are working in alignment with what your heart truly desires and what your heart truly wants and where you are truly being pulled toward, that financial abundance is going to come into you effortlessly. I just saw 1111. that is going to come in for you abundantly. If you don't know 1111, so one, first off, you are starting fresh. One is also the number of the magician. So hey, keep that in mind. One is the number of the magician in tarot. And so you are creating your own, you're the magician of your own stability with the four there. Hello. So I don't want to keep talking in circles. There are so many layers that I can continue to go down. I just saw 1144. There are so many circles or so many layers I can just like, stack up for us to chat about. But I do want to be respectful of your time and get into this reading for you. So just keep in mind when you're going towards what your heart wants, when you're utilizing the talents, gifts, skills, and abilities that your creator, that God has given you, typically those gifts are the ones that, like, when you utilize those gifts, that's what you're pulled toward. So using those gifts allows you to receive the abundance that you're meant to, because you were given them for a reason. All right. So without further ado, let's jump into picking this card. For today's reading, we are just going to just see what messages you may need for this new moon in Cancer, for you specifically, anything that may come out. So I do have 3 different groups. The first group is going to be this chrysoprase. Now, chrysoprase, at the bottom, it says, grow from your heart out. You want to use it when it's time to forgive that person who hurt you most, your parents, and most of all, yourself. You are not a doormat. You are an involved being. When you feel like giving up on love, chrysoprase gives you the green light to keep going. When you grow from your heart out, you are growing in, honestly, love toward yourself. And yeah, love toward yourself. I find that very symbolic for this first group as well. Do keep in mind that the crystals may or may not be in alignment with the actual reading itself, but this is just to allow you to help pick your group. So definitely choose one that you are most drawn to. Now, the second crystal we have is solasite. Now, solasite, at the bottom, it says dive into your dreams. This feels pretty spot on with just the energy overall of just moving toward your, I'm thinking moving toward your own dreams and the things that you have been maybe even writing down in a notebook, whatever the case is, that you may not have necessarily acted on. And also diving into your dreams in the sense of paying attention to your sleeping state as well. What is coming up for you while you are dreaming? Keep a dream journal, write that down. All right. Now, for this last group, we have kyanite. Now, kyanite at the bottom says deepen your perspective. And sometimes when we deepen our perspective, we need to deepen it in the sense of not necessarily thinking about what other people are wanting, but what we want. What is a perspective shift that we can make to where we feel comfortable moving towards our own desires and visions for our life? So deepening your perspective in that way. It also says you want to use it when you find yourself drowned out by that mental noise. And even the greatest thinkers need to be reminded that thoughts are thoughts and reality is reality. So not second guessing yourself either. Okay, so like I said, choose the group that you are drawn to the most. If you're drawn to more than one group or even all 3, there'll be a message in there for you. So definitely check that out, and timestamps will be down below. That way you can skip to whichever one that you need. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Hello, my beautiful group number 1s. If you have chosen chrysoprase, then this is going to be your group here. We are going to grab one card from each of these decks just to see what new moon message that you may have at this time. Let's see. And yeah, your card was growing from your heart out. So really just, again, the legacy that's bringing me to the legacy that you are leaving, right? How we had that mighty oak tree, that planting yourself here. The legacy that you are leaving is what your heart, like, it's your true heart's desire. So really sitting and thinking about what your true heart's desire is, and like I said, writing that list down so that way you can feel it within your body. Okay. All right. So The first card you have is this vocalize card. With this vocalize, you are needing to be honest with yourself. You don't have to tell other people what it is that you're wanting to do, but really just sitting here and being honest with yourself and what you truly want, voicing it out to the universe, praying to your creator about it, talking to your creator about it, talking to your ancestors about it. You don't necessarily have to tell a living human at this point in time, right? I'm getting great. I was really wanting to come out there. Um, yeah, you don't necessarily have to tell a human person about it, but just speaking it out loud for yourself, speaking it in the mirror also as well. For this Ajna card, we have the third eye chakra. So with this third eye, it's interesting because the purples are popping out for you too. So both the blue for the throat chakra of communicating and the purple of communicating honestly what you intuitively already know. You already know what you are needing to move toward. You already know what you are being pulled to. But this time is a time of trusting your intuition, which Cancer is all about that, and the moon. So trusting your intuition. I just saw 222. Um, 222, let's talk about what that adds up to. That adds up to 6, which is the number for the Lover's card in tarot. And with it being the Lover's card, go towards what you love. I would really say certain things. Start speaking sweet everythings to yourself in the mirror as well. Okay. The tarot card that you have is this Ace of Stones, this Ace of Pentacles. You see how, like, on here, it's like going towards the vision, right? I want you to know that your vision, the thing that you are wanting, it is protected, it is supported, okay? Your guides, your ancestors, spirit, your creator, they are supporting you and you climbing the ladder to reach that for yourself, to finally have what it is that you have been wanting deep down inside, but have maybe been ignoring, okay? And it hasn't been an easy journey to get to where you are. It hasn't been easy. Maybe I also don't want you to beat yourself up. 333, I don't want you to beat yourself up for not, moving toward it before, because you are meant to recognize this now. When I just saw 333, the number that came to mind, adding that together is 9. You're breaking the cycle of no longer trusting yourself and moving toward what you innately know. You don't want to keep repeating the same cycle of not trusting yourself and not trusting your intuition, because at some point you are going to have to break that cycle and trust it. And I do believe that this new moon in Cancer is the time for you to do so. Most definitely is the time for you to do so. You have this tower card. Now, the tower, some people see the tower as something that's like kind of scary. I see the tower as it's not scary. Like, the reason that things are falling apart is because they were not necessarily made from a healthy and strong foundation to begin with. What is the saying of, like, you can't uh basically you can't make a house from like straw, and that, because it's not going to last, it's just going to blow over, right? So you need to have a healthy and strong foundation for yourself, and what you are building right now, what you are going to be going toward, is going to actually have a healthier foundation. Think about your habits, the habits that you need to. The moon is also ruling the subconscious habits and behaviors. So what habit or what behavior is going to really propel you forward towards this goal, towards this legacy that you're building, towards your vision? It can be really difficult sometimes. I get it. I not only I am a health and wellness coach, but even as a health and wellness coach, sometimes I struggle with that myself, of just like, okay, like, but I want to do all of the things. What is the first step that I should take? And you do have to take it one step at a time and not overwhelm yourself by throwing in all of these new things into your routine. I want you to think of one habit that will majorly change the trajectory for you to allow you to reach this stone, this gem that you're calling in, okay? And on this tower card, there are butterflies here. This is a transformation, all right? And I want you to also know it is going to feel like things are, it's going to feel as though it's happening, just like there's lightning on here. The tower in the upright is a deconstruction that's happening fast. It's going to be very fast. And I think that that is because you're deciding, you know what, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Like I want better for myself. I want more for myself. I know I deserve more for myself, and just really trusting yourself. Some people may look at you and be like, what the heck? Like she was just, you know how like there's this squirrel that's on here looking up. And some people may see this transformation for you, where maybe it seems as though you're like switching up or whatever. And it's like, what the heck? Like we were just going out last week. We were just going out like a couple of days ago. We were, you know, maybe we were drinking, we were participating, whatever other habits that you know don't serve you. That doesn't matter. You're a new person. Don't feel like you have to stay the same because other people are used to you in that space. Um, this is about you right now. And there will be some people that are looking up at you with absolute awe. Okay. And they're going to be like, wow, like, oh my goodness, like, look at her go. Look at them go, you know? All right. We're going to grab one more card. We're going to look at the numerology as well as just overall what this could be symbolizing for you as well. I'm being told to shuffle once more. And I'm also told that the numerology, you're getting two cards, both the top and the bottom, and the numerology of them are going to be significant. So there is one number that has come out, which is this 7 of clubs, which is also the 7 of wands. Okay. What I'm going to take this also as, right? Because we do have this Queen of Spades. Queen of Spades is going to be the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords, that's the swords are going to be the air element. It is going to be your thoughts. You are actually you're going to be stepping into this new version of yourself where you have more clarity, where you are able to have more discernment in your decisions as well. And I'm getting, hold on, it was just there. You're going to be trusting yourself. We talked about that, trusting yourself, but you're like a master and like a queen of your own thoughts, and you're not going to be swayed by other people's opinions anymore. Other people's opinions don't matter, and I think you're finally coming to this realization that they don't matter, because all that has ever mattered is what you feel inside and really trusting yourself. And this is something that's really, again, propelling you forward towards the vision that you have, because I'm seeing this clubs and the 7 as something separate, not necessarily the 7 of wands, but the 7 and the wands. So the 7 is going to be the chariot in the major arcana, and the wands are going to be about it's like that fire energy, that creativity, passion. And so that is what you are moving toward. Everything is happening. It's going to be, you just have forward movement. And honestly, this is pretty on brand for a new moon, but like not everybody truly harnesses that energy of a new moon. Not everyone really plants seeds and is like, okay, I'm actually going to be working toward that. Right. And so I just want to say, I'm proud of you. If no one has told you, and even if they have, you are doing the best you can with what you've been given, and you are constant, like you are evolving. So I want to tell you that I'm proud of you. You are doing amazing. I cannot wait to see, if you allow me to, if you welcome that into my life where you are communicating with me about your updates. I cannot wait to hear about the beautiful, beautiful journey that you are going on and what it is that you're working towards. So please do feel free. If you don't want to leave a comment down below, I really would love if you even messaged me on Instagram and told me, you know, just not necessarily how you feel about the reading, but what you're moving toward, and just keep me updated on that. I would really love that, but you do not have to. So that is all, my lovely. I'm wishing you a very happy new moon in Cancer, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Toodaloo. Hello, my lovely group number 2s. If you have chosen this solicite crystal, then this is going to be your reading for today. At the bottom, like we talked about, it says dive into your dreams. So if you are someone who has been having more vivid dreams, and even if you're someone who does not typically have vivid dreams, then I really want you to try to pay attention to your dreams over the next 2 weeks, because something could definitely be coming up for you. And aside from that, it's time to dive into what you are actually wanting for yourself. What have you been dreaming about that you haven't necessarily gone toward? This new moon in Cancer is definitely the time for you to trust your intuition and to move toward that. Okay, so we are going to choose one card from each of these 5 decks here, and we are just going to see a general message for what you may need to know for this new moon. Any message that may come out for okay, for you. So you're also getting, I'm only doing okay, I can't ignore what Spirit's saying. I don't know why you're already needing to receive a lot of messages right now, clearly. Okay, so the first card we have is this mindful movement. And honestly, so we have mindful movement, we have this C card, and then we also have the shadow card in reverse. And so with all of these together, I would say if you're not someone who typically is like into like guided meditations, I want you to keep in mind you can also do things like walking meditations. Get out in nature, go out and see things that maybe like you have been wanting to see that you haven't, and tapping in with your own inner child as well. 1 second, because I think this truck is going to be a little loud. You need to have maybe like a walking meditation, or to go out maybe to like a museum if that's something that's been on your radar. Going and seeing something with your eyes, visual, like seeing something with your eyes allows you to kind of get the gears going for the direction that you need to go, and it also helps you to kind of get over any it kind of helps to heal from any old wounds. I feel as though this group has wounds related to, well, yes, the solar plexus chakra, with having more confidence in yourself. Um, but it's like maybe being told that you couldn't dive into your dreams when you were younger, being told that you are like something is unrealistic for you. And so you may have difficulty with allowing, like truly allowing yourself. And even how I'm tripping over my own like words right now, it's like really not trusting. It's like not trusting yourself, not trusting your dreams, your vision. It's like not being able to just be honest with what you truly do want, and going out and doing something. Maybe on Friday. Friday is ruled by Venus, which is all about love and arts and creativity. And so I said this as overall guidance for people in my video yesterday, to really use the energy of the new moon and Friday's planetary alignment together. But for you specifically, I really do want you, even if you don't do it on Friday, I want you to create a date for yourself. Maybe go to a museum, do something maybe where you're getting out in nature, where you're actually able to move. For some of you, you may be able to go to a movie, if that's something that you enjoyed doing before, and there's a movie that you've been wanting to see, but that's not for all of you. For a lot of you, it is going to be something where you are physically getting out of the house, able to go move around. I want you to pay attention to the things that you are seeing around you. Gratitude as well, gratitude for what you are seeing. Sitting in awe at the trees, at the sun that you're able to, like, obviously not look directly at, but for that sun providing light for you to be able to see, for you being able to see anything in general. Because I remember, side note, but it's related. Going when I lived in Georgia, we took a field trip to the museum. I don't know if it was called the Museum of the Blind, but it was pitched. It was like a blind. It was an experience as though we had lost sight ourselves and needing to navigate that. And so, I want you to really like sit in gratitude for being able to have your senses. Um, yeah, but really getting out and doing something for yourself. Like I don't want to keep like talking in circles, but that all three of those all three came out for a reason. So, and also the colors are similar on them as well. The shadow card has both this kind of like pink energy that's at the bottom of this mindful movement, right? You see these colors aligning, and also it has that sort of like that yellow that is right here as well, for the solar plexus, for the self love, for um, creativity. So just being mindful with the activities that you're doing, and also making sure that they are in alignment with your vision as well. Okay. So let's move on to the second deck that I have for you. If some of you have been contemplating getting a dog, now may be a good time to start thinking more about that. And then we have this Tejas card here. On this card, she is sitting in like absolute bliss and like envisioning. So this is really bringing me back to mindfulness for yourself, really bringing me back to like some sort of, like it said, mindful movement, some sort of meditation of a sort. And honestly, I feel like you're getting a lot of things here, but also like daydreaming and uh, just thinking about your own happy place, bliss, maybe somewhere that you want to travel. Maybe some of you are thinking about traveling somewhere soon. And honestly, that might be what you need to go do is take a trip to go see something. It can be extremely healing for you. Okay. Um, Honestly, that's mainly what I get with that card. I really don't get anything else. If you have been wanting to take a trip somewhere, now would be the time to start planning to take that trip. You can use Google Flights, put in flexible dates, and you can even allow the map to choose your destination. Okay, let's see what card we have here. We have this Five of Arrows in reverse. And I love this actually. All right. The reason that I love this is because on this card, the Five of Arrows, this is also the Five of Swords. And so, ruling like your swords, air, thoughts. And so on this card, it's like she is, she's actually, so she's being, this is going to be a complete kind of different interpretation. All right. A completely different interpretation, if you will. On this card, she is kind of like hogging all of the food to herself, all right? And with this, it's like she's being selfish. But see, the thing is, when you are choosing to go towards your own vision, I want you to keep in mind that that's not you being selfish. You choosing you is not selfish. It's time to be self full. You need to fill your cup up. I feel like people try to say that maybe you're like selfish for doing certain things or you're not thinking about them. And actually, you do think about a lot of you. I feel like you're someone who actually does think about other people and maybe in a different sense, maybe in the sense of like, maybe not wanting to let someone down or whatever the case is. But right now, this is like, I really want you to take a trip of some sort, even if it's somewhere local, a staycation, even though I've learned a different definition of a staycation, which can be going somewhere and, say it's not in your local area, but you go somewhere and your staycation is staying at the place that you booked and you're not even going to do any excursions. You're just going to fucking rest. Okay. So maybe that's what you need to do. But I don't want you to feel like you're being selfish for choosing yourself. Like you're not. You are choosing you and allowing yourself to be reminded that, like we did at the beginning, you are a mighty oak tree. You are here to build and to leave a legacy. And you cannot do that if you are doing everything for everyone else or you are trying to live up to other people's expectations. It's okay to choose you. Also, once you do choose yourself, I believe that there's something that has been going around where it's like, when you're healed, you start to become a bitch because now you're like, I'm not letting people just walk all over me. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. And it's what I have to do. What I have to do is what I want to do and what I will do, kind of thing. And you're not going to be a pushover. You're just going to be self full. All right. That's what all of this is being self full. All right. Clarifying this, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is also, again, not necessarily the traditional meaning of the card. I'm an intuitive reader. I go based off of my intuition, not necessarily what the fuck the card means. So on this card in the upright position, you see all three of these people are working together on a project. You see how that looks like a stoplight? It's actually telling you to stop. Stop trying to like do everything again, maybe with everyone else or for everyone else. Self full. Do work. It's time to work on something for yourself. I feel like you are and it's okay. It's actually a wonderful thing to collaborate with people. I want to also say if you have a big project, an idea, maybe try to keep it to yourself for a little bit until you're kind of like getting the ball rolling and you have all of the pieces together that you want to have together, and that you need. How about that? Sometimes we can want everything to fall into place and want all of these different, things. And it's like, okay, we don't necessarily need all of that in order to get started. So think about what it is that you are needing to have a healthy foundation to really bring your dreams into reality. And maybe it's also not being so fucking social and going out and doing things that no longer fucking serve you, whether it's going to large parties and gatherings, drinking, I don't fucking know, spending a whole lot of money because everything costs money to go to a fucking party nowadays. I am in Charlotte, North Carolina, and everything has just been like, oh, you got to pay to get in here, you got to pay to get in there. I'm not paying to get into anywhere. I'm actually over it. I'm tired. I'm tired. So, yeah, this again is like maybe not necessarily collaborating with people until you have things kind of really mapped out, until you feel like you're truly getting your footing. Um, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say there. This is also taking time away from people. Like if you didn't resonate with that, it's also just like taking time for yourself. She's by herself on this card. You're by yourself when you're doing these things, when you're going out on your trip, when you're spending time with yourself to like heal and to have your thoughts thought through. All right. Now let's see what card we have. We have nine. And I love this actually. Nine of spades, which is going to be the nine of swords. And you see how on this card, not only is it blue for you being true to you, but this nine is going to be all about breaking cycles. Okay. And then with it being the spades of the ruling swords and air and your thoughts, you're breaking the cycle of living for others. That's beautiful, babe. That's so beautiful. You're breaking the cycle of living for others so you can live for yourself. Take yourself out. A body of water could be very beneficial as well. Um, Thursdays are ruled by Jupiter. That is about expansion. That is also the color. The color that is associated with Jupiter is royal blue. So maybe if you're feeling like you want to be more expansive with yourself, wear some royal blue. Practical magic right there. No one has to know. I'm just saying. You see what I'm wearing today. Okay, so that is all I have for you. I hope that something in this reading resonated. You had a lot coming out, but yeah, overall, just take time for yourself. That is a time that is going to be extremely healing for you. You're breaking cycles. You are needing to spend time. It's not you being selfish, it's you being self-full to fulfill your own soul, actually. So, I just saw 4:44 on the camera timer. You are also very protected. Blue is a protective color, specifically also light blue. And yeah, that is all. I will see you in your next reading. Mwah, toodaloo. Hello, my lovely group number threes. If you have chosen this kyanite crystal, then this is going to be your reading for today. And at the bottom, it says deepen your perspective. Something else that's also popping out on here, it says, who needs it? The perpetually restless. You could be growing a little bit overwhelmed with decisions that you may have to make right now, as well as just, I want to tell you to stop trying to get advice from other people. This is a time for you to go within. This new moon in Cancer specifically is a time for you to really feel your emotions. You may not like them. Write them down, get it out. You don't even have to, if you're not someone that writes it out, speak it. Okay? Create a voice message for yourself. Create a video diary for yourself. You never know when you want to look back at it later, and you probably are going to want to look back at it later, or listen back to it later, or read it later, because you're going to be able to witness the growth that you have had since this moment in time. Okay? But do not try to seek so much advice from, that feels counterintuitive. I'm not going to lie, because I'm telling you this as I'm about to do a reading for you. You can stay or you could go. It's up to you, babe. But what I will say is, like, do not try to like constantly go to everyone else around you for like what you should be doing next, or how you should handle a situation, or what you should do. Like, I feel like you may be someone who Yes, you don't know all of the answers. No one does, okay? But I will say the answers will start to come to you when you allow yourself to just slow down and breathe. This blue is a very calming color. When you think of a color that's like serene, it's 9 times out of 10 it's going to be blue, maybe green. So if you also want to go touch some fucking grass, touch some grass. With that in mind, if you are located in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, Touch Grass, held by DJ Greased, is going to be held this Sunday. What date is that? July 19th. I think from 4 to 8 p.m. at Fourth Ward Park. So I will be sure to place that somewhere on this screen. But yeah, if you could also go to his Instagram page. It is stay as in Sam, T as in Tom, A as in Alpha, Y as in Yodelehihu dot. I'm sorry. I clearly I'm comfortable. It's my page. Fuck. So stay dot greased, G as in go Linda, R as in Randy's an asshole. Okay, R, E as in echo, A as in alpha, S as in stay swell today. I've lost myself. Greased. E as in echo, D as in dog, or the Dalai Lama. I'm not redoing that part either because fuck it. So that's just what you're getting today. So you can go check that out. Check out his page for more information, and tap in with his sets as well. So that's all I have from that card. All right. So you may be a very silly group. I think you need to like let loose. I think the reason that you are having so much, not the reason, but what can be contributing to this mental noise that you may be feeling right now and feeling so restless is the fact that you're not shaking your hips, you're not shaking your body, you're not allowing your personality to come out, okay? And you need to allow your personality to come out. You need to be you. Maybe you've been told that you're too much or you're just like you need to tone it down. No, the fuck you don't. Everybody else, see, here's the thing with neurotypical and neurodivergent people, right? I actually think that the people who are deemed neurotypical are actually the neurodivergents, and the people who are deemed neurodivergent and neurospicy, that's actually normal. That shit's normal. To be yourself, to just allow, the thing is, it's like you grow up from like you being a child and being so just like la di da di da. Like children are children, children don't have a care in the world. They're just like, you know, and then you go and you get older and it's like you can't act like that anymore. Why not? Go do a fucking inner child healing activity. Go jump at a fucking trampoline park. Go on a roller coaster. Okay? I know it's hot outside, but I don't know. If you're someone who throws events, if you're in Charlotte, I'd love to see you throw an adult field day. Babe, I don't have the capacity to do it right now, or else I would. So just like allow your childlikeness to come out. If you are someone with a womb, then the trauma is stored in the womb, and also just like in your hips, right? So like allowing yourself to like even switch as you're walking naturally. That's what we've naturally been supposed to be doing. Twerk it out, shake some ass, go dance, go do something. All right. So that is what I want to say. And you can also shake some ass at touch grass while you touch grass, bare feet in the grass, everybody having a good ass time, and shake that ass. Okay, let's get into this because yeah. All right. So the card that you received, we're also going to be choosing one card from each of the decks, okay? So the card that you received first is this Attend Ground card. This is the root chakra that you have in reversed. So honestly, I don't care if you're not in Charlotte and you're unable to go to touch grass this weekend. You need to go touch grass somewhere. Hello. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's really what I'm hearing from you. And also something that can be really grounding for you too. I'm getting when you go to sleep, you can also listen to like rainscapes. But also, um, what can be grounding for you is doing a childlike activity that maybe you used to like to do, or just really being yourself. You being you and letting all of you out unapologetically is grounding. It makes you feel safe and stable. It may be a little initially. Exposure therapy, babe. get the reps in. Okay. So, um, yeah, I'm really feeling for you. And also with kyanite at the bottom saying to deepen your perspective, I would, how I said in the beginning when you chose your card, would implore you as you to, it's like shifting and deepening your perspective from saying that, like, I'm too much to really saying, you know what, I'm not too much. I actually have a lot of depth. I have a lot to me. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I want to say there. That's what I want to say there. I don't want to talk in circles because I will. And then more things will come up and we'll stay on the same card for the next, I don't even know. So let's move on to your next card that we have here. You're getting a lot of bottom of the deck energy, which is interesting considering bottom of the deck. It's reminding me of like that's the base, that's the foundation, right? So you need to have your like being fully you, planting the seed of being fully you with this new moon in Cancer of nurturing yourself. Cancer is about nurturing your emotions and nurturing, also ruling your home life too. So there could be wounds having to do, like we said earlier, about like you being able to just fully be you. And it's time to reclaim that back for yourself. Okay. Now, this card that you have, the second card you have is Pitta. Pitta is going to be the fiery dosha. All right. And with this card being in reverse, I'm actually seeing that you are a little too fired up and you need to cool it down with some water energy. Okay, you see how the fire element at the top is just like it's at the top, right? And it's not even just fire, it's also reminding me because it's red of grounding. Okay, you're not grounded. If you were grounded, the red would be at the bottom. Okay, so it's like with this card, I think being able to slow yourself down, even with that kyanite, it's serene. Okay, you can get down with kyanite and align to the moment with your calm and cool intact. Okay, and also, by the way, all of these crystals that I named, I'm going to put it in the description or something, or I'll come back and talk about it. But you can get all of these crystals at Curio Craft and Conjure in Noda on Davidson Street in Charlotte, North Carolina. So check out Curio Craft and Conjure. Um, yeah, and now with the fire, it's like you're so overactive, you're so go 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 and moving, but you're not even you don't even have a good grounding routine for yourself to where you can just find yourself at a state of calm at the end of the day, the work day, or whatever, because you have so many things in your mind. You have so many things that you're trying to work to, and you actually we learned this. Excuse me, we learned this as well in my program last semester, or like last year. Um, Unless you are able to have mindful moments for yourself to really ground yourself and to have that calm and cool intact, you actually are unable to think clearly and to make good decisions. It affects your ability as a leader and in your decision making skills. So I would keep that in mind as well. I know it's like I have so much to do, right? But you can't do it when you're running around with a chicken with your head cut off. You're going to miss some steps, babe. You're going to miss some steps. Okay. Let's see what tarot card we have. It's like bottom, bottom. I don't really know how much more I can emphasize that. At this point, I feel like you're a hard-headed person. Are you a Taurus? I mean, me too. But like, why is this stubborn energy of no, I got to keep doing it. I don't know. What else are you gonna say? Tell me I'm tell don't call me out like that. Well, I'm calling you out. And honestly, it's not even me. I'm just the messenger. Okay. You have this Emperor card with the number 4 for foundation and stability, and it says command. I want you to know, I get you're an adult now. With being an adult, you have to put structure in for yourself. It sucks. I get it. I trust me, I get it. It's hard, especially when you have all of this time in the world. Sometimes it feels. Some of you are entrepreneurs, some of you are, working for yourself. You are maybe even trying to start a side business that you want to turn into your full business. And so it's like, okay, but I have my main job and then I have this job that I'm trying to turn into something. Dragonflies. I cannot recall exactly what they symbolize. We're going to do that right now, and I'm going to do it fast. But okay, dragonflies are about transformation. And also, so it starts its life underwater and then it winds up growing wings to fly. So it's a powerful symbol of moving past limits, shedding the past, and embracing change with joy. The changes that you are making with this new moon, eventually they are going to, like, even it's like whizzing past me right now. Okay, let me just start. Having the structure, creating structure for yourself, I know is difficult as an adult. And it can seem like, okay, but then I get off of work and now I'm tired, but then I have to do this. And so I do it, but then I don't have time to like really ground myself. And like, I need you to find the time, because what I want you to be reflecting on, this is homework. I just saw 1313, which is the death card and rebirth and transformation. I need you to understand. I need you to really conceptualize and comprehend right now, okay? This is not a sprint, it is a marathon, and it is a journey that you are meant to enjoy. You don't want to look back at this time and be like, damn, I was just like, I was going from this job to this and like just working so hard to make this become a reality, to where I see bumblebees around me. I didn't even get a chance to enjoy time with my friends. I didn't get a chance to go and do any social activities or go do anything to meet new people, because I'm so stuck in this bubble of having to just work incredibly hard. I didn't really get to enjoy life. And so I want you to, at the end of the day, and I was going to say at the end of the week, and I was going to give you the option. I'm not giving you the option. At the end of the day, I want you to reflect in some way. Take 5 minutes to reflect on, your journey and like the path that you're going toward, whether you are writing it down and journaling it. Journals soon to come. All right. You're the only group that knows this. Don't go stressing me out about it in my DMs and asking me when they're coming. They're coming. They're coming. But you can journal, you can do like a video recording for yourself, or create an audio diary. If you're someone who's into content, you've been wanting to get more into content, you've been wanting to document your life, now is the time to do that. Now is the time to do that. Don't add it on if it's like something that is going to create more stress. Don't add it on trying to document something that, like, I'm not saying that you have to master it first, but like, I don't want you to add additional things, and it's like more things that are added into your day that takes away from your time, from you being able to sit and reflect with yourself. You see what I'm saying? To where you can have that grounding time for yourself, okay? But you're going to have to parent yourself. You're going to have to put the structure in place for you in order for this to then be something that's lasting and successful. Oh, that's a bit much, you guys. Okay. There's a relationship that needs to be let go of. Sorry, I have to say it. There's a relationship that needs to be let go of. And that could also be why your mind is everywhere, whether it is a relationship or it is some sort of relationship, romantic, platonic, whatever. It could even honestly be a relationship with self, with like habits and behaviors that you may need to let go of in order for you to actually have more grounding and peace in your life. And the reason that I say that is because we have this Knight of Cups, right? This beautiful Knight of Cups. He's here offering flowers, yada yada yada. Yeah, but this isn't good for me. I gotta let it go, because this Justice card in reverse is like, there's no balance here. There may be where, and maybe you don't have to fully let go of the relationship. This might call for you with the Strength card, right? It may call for you um, to truly structure your day and structure your time to where you have a good balance of, being there in the relationship, of being there in the relationship with yourself as well as with the other person, and managing all of these other things that you're trying to do. Now is the time for structure. I cannot emphasize that enough, truly. I've talked about it the whole fucking reading, excuse my language, but excuse my French. Oui, oui. Okay. So, yeah, and even with the whole oui, oui and the Paris, France that's coming out right now, um, this could feel like it may be like feeling as though this is almost like a dream come true, or it's kind of like you're living in a fairy tale for some of you, for some of you. For some of you, it could feel like you're living in a fairy tale and you need to find a balance. For others of you, it could be where there is a relationship that is genuinely kind of like weighing you down and taking more of your energy that you could be investing into yourself. I want you to keep in mind that anytime any relationship, including friendships, they should be an addition to your life. Okay. They should be an addition to your life, especially with like romantic relationships. This person is there to add value to your life. They're there as an addition. They're not there as your entire world. So you need to have a strong foundation within yourself, making sure that you're not losing yourself in the other person. Um, and if you have gone through a breakup recently for a few of you, then this could also be about you being able to find your own spark again and find the things that you enjoy because maybe you stopped doing those things when you were in that relationship. Okay. And you're a very strong person. That strength card didn't come out for no reason. Yes, you're going to need strength to get through whatever this is also talking about. But it's also like you are stronger than you may realize. And I have a reminder on my phone that says, you have overcome obstacles that the average human would crumble from. And I feel like that's also this group. Okay. So you have the two and the two of swords. It's time for you to make a choice. It's time for you to make a decision. The two of spades is going to be the swords. And so that's ruling your thoughts and air energy. So you need to make a decision now about what it is that you want to do, so that way you can best move forward. And then we have this 8 of diamonds, which is the 8 of pentacles. And I'm feeling like a couple of things. I'm feeling like it could be making a decision about a cycle that maybe you feel like you're in. And also this 8 of Pentacles, really, my iPad overheated, so apologies for that. But then you have this 8 of Pentacles, which it's also like working hard towards something, towards your craft. And so I know that you are working hard towards everything right now. And there is a need to actually make a decision if you're going to continue to work hard. You need to like not work harder, but work smarter. So you could be making the decision between working harder or working smarter. And by working smarter, you're actually going to be able to accomplish everything that you are wanting to do with balance and true balance. So that is what I have for you. I am sending you so much love. I hope that this reading was beneficial and you were able to get something from it. I also want to note that if you happen to be attracted to group 2 at all, then definitely feel free to go and watch that. There may be a message for you in there as well. But otherwise, I'm sending you so much love and I will talk to you in your next video. Toodaloo.